Hi, everyone. Hi. Okay, okay, quick check. We can read. Yeah. Hi, everyone. For regulars, I'll need to say that today we without Slido. I will explain later why. So today we are using chat. Hi, everyone. Please write in the comments where are you from. Okay, I see Kyiv and Odessa and Vinnytsia today. Okay, I need to mention that right now we have blackouts. So obviously, if something happens, it's okay. You will be able to watch it later, yeah, the webinar. And also, if I suddenly disappear, yeah, as I'm being in the Zaporizhzhia, so anything can happen. Please stay tuned. I will try to reconnect if anything. I will send you a recording, okay? So let's hope that I will have additional. Sorry, no sound. Okay. Is it okay? Put pluses if you can hear me. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, okay. The harvest sound. Good, good. Hi, Zaporizhzhia. Yeah, so right now we all need to abide to the rules of using electric energy. So anything can happen, obviously, and it's okay. Something things happen. Okay, Tatiana, please try to make it load, or maybe it's about that. Or try to re-enter. Yeah. Okay. I need to mention before we will start about your certificates. Hi everyone. I see you're from different places today. Because of I fear that I will have to turn into the laptop if I have a blackout. That's why I'm not using Slido today. If you have similar situation, I also recommend to be very careful with any additional gadgets or programs that you usually use in, as usually they lead to a lot of stressful situations. And really, right now, we need to care about our mental health the most. Today, we will be speaking about management, about interesting topic. But before that, I will show you that you will be able to find your certificates. Maybe some of you already know that Linguist is changing other approach, how we want to share information about our events with you. And we change our registration, and also we change our calendar. So you will be able to find your certificates tomorrow around the evening, I hope, closer to it. It will be here. Let's take a look. There is our webinar. It's here. You will be able to find your certificate and also video for this webinar. So stay tuned, check it tomorrow, and you will be able to download it. Yep. If you have any questions about it, or you need to find certificates from previous events, just click it and you will be able to find all of them, as you can see. Yeah. So I believe we are ready to start. And today I've done a pretty long preparation to this topic. I believe it's an interesting topic. For new faces, I need to introduce myself. I'm a senior LinkedIn consultant of Linguist Company, and also I'm proud representative in Ukraine of one of the greatest publishing houses that I'm really proud to represent. It's National Geographic Learning, and its approach to learning is pretty fresh and propose us like new ideas that we can take a look at it and figure out how to add it to our teaching styles. I hope you will find some good good and great tips for yourself. But I also need to mention, as like you can see right now, um, this fish, yeah. The same sometimes happens with vocabulary with students. Yes, sometimes it look like a chaos. They learn a lot. They have a lot of ideas. They have a lot of energy, yeah, a lot of different constructions that we would like to use, but they are just bumping into each other, or we forget something and we have this big loopholes in our memory, and then like, oh, I can't remember anything. Yes, it happens with teachers, it happens with students, obviously. Today we will be speaking about vocabulary, and we will be really diving into it. So we will be talking about why we need vocabulary. Yeah, it's important. I believe it's important to mention, like honor mentioning why we enjoy teaching vocabulary or why we don't enjoy teaching it. Yeah. What challenges our students have when they try to manage their vocabulary through growing. Today I will be speaking with you more about adults, as I believe it's peculiar group that's very hard to teach vocabulary to, but nevertheless, it's all these principles can be used with different groups, with young learners and also with pre-primers and obviously secondary and high schoolers. All that it's a processes that we go together with you as English learners. Yes, and obviously some of them can be even used to different languages too. And we will take a look at the practical approach. So how to empower students, how to help them to manage their vocabulary. I hope the webinar won't stop at the moment when I will be speaking about that particular part. It's like, okay, the best part, and sorry, the blackout, yes. So I want to share my experience with managing vocabulary. I will show you several of my books that I acquired while I was trying to manage my vocabulary. One of the heaviest, maybe some of you have seen it, maybe some of you have it. It's from Perun Publishing House. Pretty big one. I bought it in them. I believe it was Silpo or some big supermarket, if I'm not mistaken. I just found it and was holding like that. It's just visual vocabulary, and it's something that the students usually enjoy, something like that. Okay, I'm starting to appear. Yes, a lot of pictures and a lot of English vocabulary that you can use and describe, but it's very heavy and it's hard to even bring to lessons and to show to students. But one of the approaches that we can definitely enjoy is having something already managed for us. Yeah, like visual vocabulary, it brings you pictures, it brings you translations. You can just enjoy skimming through it. Yeah, like you just watching a film, you listen to music and try to pick up here and there, yeah, like skimming. But nevertheless, in most cases, it's just good reference material, yeah. But it's never good as your own reference material. As we need to make some contribution to it. And today we will be talking about this, how to make contributions to what you're learning. Oh, and I will show you another one. If I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere here. I have a lot of books around me today. It's another book, also with pictures. Sorry, I hope it's visual. Yeah. It's about emotions and a bit of translation. It's more for adults. It's called English. English is not easy. I don't remember the publishing house, but nevertheless, it's something that I occasionally find to buy just to have something around to stimulate myself, to learn more words, to revise them, and also sometimes I feel like I'm buying these golden tickets to managing my vocabulary. So obviously students would be going to similar ways how they do it. Yeah. But before that, we need to figure out why vocabulary, what's the sense, what's behind this door of vocabulary, yes, and why it's hard to live without it if you want to communicate with other people. So I have the beginnings of sentences. I ask you to finish with your own ideas. Today we will be looking for common ground between us and figuring out how it look right now as Ukrainian teachers as a community on this pretty big and pretty heavy topic of vocabulary. And then our students progress from level to level. It becomes heavier and heavier. Yeah, pretty manageable. Then we're speaking about primary learning, but then we approach B2, everything starts to crumble. So obviously it's about that. Okay, first sentence, foundation. Vocabulary is the foundation of what? How do you think? What's your idea about it? It can be one to, okay, speaking, yes, obviously. Speaking, language, okay. Other proposals, how do you think? Communication, okay. And I need to mention no wrong ideas today. Only a lot of vocabulary and a lot of finishing sentences, yeah? Okay. Oh, you are so quick. Give me a second. Speak and understand, yeah, comprehensible approach to it. Okay, language skills, yes. Learning process, yes, it's definitely it will be there. Okay, and I need to mention vocabulary and grammar functions, yeah, so it's something that we deal with a lot. It's our tools, yeah, description, words, communication, so a lot of foundations, yeah. Speaking skills, communication, language, develop imagination. Oh, good. We are already tapping into of the cognitive development. It's interesting. Yes, definitely. It can be used. Okay, learning languages, understanding others. Oh, mediation, good. Communication, communication, a lot of communication. Okay, I believe some of you know lexical approach. Yes, communicative approach, lexical. Oh, Olena, thank you. It's very good ending for the sentence. Mastering any language foundation. Yes, and if we're speaking about grammar, grammar is also a basis. Yes, we use it. We build our constructions, it's the patterns that help us to survive in the world of English. But nevertheless, vocabulary makes this the world of English so versatile, so interesting, so unique, and each of us, yeah, they are really make unique. It helps, okay, making it a splendid impression of your educational level. Okay, yes, we can make our own style, yeah, of communication using vocabulary. Uh, some people use very flowery speaking style, and other people will be using scarce. Yeah, so but nevertheless, it's our styles of communication, and we pick up vocabulary according to it. It's what we would like to be, yeah, and then we reach these goals using vocabulary. Okay, next one, let's go for this one. Vocabulary drives what type of development? Let's speak about language skills. Yeah, what language skills we can develop with vocabulary? This I believe the very obvious one it's reading, yes, like you know a lot of words, it's easier to read, yes. Okay, writing, speaking, okay, communicative, mental, speaking, a lot of agreeing about speaking. Okay, yes, use of English and everything that we can combine, reading, obviously, speaking and writing. Yes, and definitely writing. Yeah. What about listening? Is it possible that vocabulary can help with listening skills? All of them. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Natalia, and thank you, Olha. Yes, usually it's about all of them. Not always then in balance. Yeah, like vocabulary can push some language skills fewer than others. Obviously, we can deal with speaking easier, yeah, if we know vocabulary. But sometimes we feel like, okay, speaking is about grammar. No, it's not about grammar. You can even choose your own grammar, like how you will be describing different events, choosing different constructions. But nevertheless, without the meat to this construction, yeah, without the energy to it that vocabulary brings. It's hard to say that it's really speaking. Okay, vocabulary, grammar, and language skills. We're taking everything, yeah? Language development. Okay, and the last one. What type of growth it facilitates? If we're speaking about other students, how they can develop not only as language learners, yes, but also as a people, as human beings, I believe it helps. Yes, if we're talking about hi, Olha, thank you for coming. I believe it's about also how they express our culture. Yeah, vocabulary. It's about vocabulary. And right now, I need to say that I'm transmitting to Ukrainian language from Russian, and I know that I pick up in a lot of vocabulary. My two favorite words that I recently learned. Sorry if I'm making wrong stresses here, but I like to share them. It's городина, овочі, and sadavina, maybe sadavina. It's fruits, yeah. So pick up vocabulary. You choose what type of style you will be communicating, but also what type of language you will be communicating with the world. Yes. Expressing your ideas, good fluency. Yes. It helps with fluency. Yes, definitely. We begin to understand deeper patterns, how everything is working, how to combine and construct. Yeah, like it's not just going for simple rules like grammar proportions. Language skills, confidence. Oh, definitely. We will be talking about challenges, so obviously it will be there. Okay, hi Dnipro, hi neighbors. I'm from Zaporizhia. Okay, good. Expressing your ideas. Okay, okay. What about 21st century skills? Like, does it help with anything there? Like critical thinking, problem solving? How do you think? Understanding meaning of the words and the breadth of use. Yeah. Uh, do you know this TPO? Usually Asians use this construction. TPO, it's a time, place, opportunity. Yeah, it's very necessary to follow some social rules, and usually vocabulary helps us to speak differently to different people, yes, to find these words of comfort, yeah, and also supportive words, yeah, and be even expressing more positive ideas. It's about vocabulary. It's more about that, and also showing other anger, yes, or other stress. It's also about vocabulary. So what we will be choosing, it's all there. That's why it's important to manage your vocabulary like a garden. That you need for garden to have some green hands. It's very important to take care of your vocabulary, and don't turn it, never to turn it to the dictionary. And my first struggles with vocabulary as a teacher, it's very more about students coming to me and asking me, translate this, translate that, explain this, explain that, and they were bringing just one word. For me, not always I knew all the translations or I had descriptions. So obviously I felt like they seen me as some type of dictionary, but with legs, like translated quickly. Yeah, like right now the different type of translations. can be done by gadgets, but previously it were more like, okay, hi teacher, translate this. Okay. Okay, core skills, soft skills. Oh yeah, a lot of skills. Vocabulary will be helping us. Intercultural approach, yes, and also learning more, broaden your horizons, and your ideas will be developed more. If you would be picking up different vocabulary, you will be understanding more of this world, how some things are connected, and then you learn not just one language, but two, you begin to pick up this historical connections and also cultural connections between different nations. It's also interesting to find this things, and at least my students really enjoy speaking about something like tram, they, and tramway. How they connected and why it happened. It's interesting for students to discuss, like a pretty big conversation about that we use some words wrongly, but right now we are using them as a staple in our language. Okay. Uh, so let's go for challenges. Can you tell me what are common challenges for students and they learn? Let's go for all groups. The most basic that you have yourself experienced, or maybe your students, you've seen that in them. What's the problem with managing vocabulary? Why it's hard? Why we forget so quickly? Okay, lack of vocabulary. Okay. Why it's hard to work on our attention? What's the problem? How do you think? Why it's so challenging, and why it's so demotivating for students to learn new words? Like, okay, yes, yes, hard to implement. Definitely, it's very hard to implement what you're learning, as usually we don't cater for particular needs. We just given the base, yeah, like we propose already like prepared meals of words for our students and tell them that they need to enjoy it. Yes, but then they try to use it. They say, not every time I will be using this, that, and they feel discouraged, like, okay, why I don't have I don't know, so interesting life to include vocabulary for extreme type of sports. I myself don't like uh, doing extreme sports. That's why learning a lot of names for different types of sports. It's not the first priority for me, and not every day I discuss it with my colleagues, friends, for me to use this vocabulary. Even to write hate comments, not every day I will be doing that. So obviously, it's vocabulary that will be very easy for me to lose, and for students too. Difficult to memorize, yes. Uh, it, it's hard to memorize anything. We can put some energy in it. Maybe it will become easier to memorize, to put it, to engrave something in yourself. It's very hard. And there are some bad approaches to it. I will tell you one of the worst, like the most horrible word I still carry with me in my vocabulary. It's language. It's the it was done wrongly, but nevertheless, I learned how to write language. Yeah, okay, activity, to pronounce correctly, not to forget. Okay, sometimes to contact, definitely out context. Too many words they need to learn. Oh, the first one, yes, volume. A lot of words we need to learn, and then you progress like. Most of us language learners, we hope that it will become easier. Yeah, like I will learn some patterns. I will learn what I'm doing. I will learn the types of activities that I usually need to do, and it should become easier. but it never becomes easier because you learn more exceptions, you learn loaner constructions, you need to deal with collocations, you need to learn fast speech. So it's more and more and more, and obviously vocabulary will be at each of these steps. So yes, too much to learn. Yeah. Okay. And then different meaning in the mother tongue. Yes, different. It can be really different. Plenty of meanings. Okay. They use translation and Google. That's why they're not motivated to learn. If we can find easier way to do something, I usually try not to shame my students for finding this easier way. It's not every time that it's possible to incorporate this in the learning process, but some easier ways are better, and as it helps students to optimize what they're doing. Not every time it's just about, okay, you found a shortcut, we will cut this shortcut for you, cut out. Now, sometimes we need to introduce it. If some students would like to use translation like Google Translation, I know you just can take a textbook, put your mobile phone to it, and the whole text will be translated. And while learning anything in English, if you can read it in Ukrainian, yeah. But nevertheless, if you give questions, then students try to pick up some information from the text, not just try to retranslate it to you from Ukrainian to English and then to say something. Okay, too many things that assist. Make photo and get translations. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we agree that technology is not a big supporter here. Yeah. And usually it provides these opportunities, but not every opportunity is good. But I will be showing you a bit of how I'm using artificial intelligence. So sorry, I'm on the opposite side here. I try to test and try, then to explain to my students why it's not working, why they just like you pay for these lessons with me with your time and money. So obviously, if you just use them apps and they don't help you, you're doing very unnecessary work. And like additional, you would like to do additional work, okay, do, but nevertheless, okay. Okay, yes, we are recording, and let me check. Yes, and I also going to have the blackout. I just enjoying several extra minutes with you, so I don't know when it will be stopping. But nevertheless, the recording, and I will finish it recording after if we have some electricity cut out. Yeah. Okay, so lack exposure, yes, and here it's not only about like all people who learn English need to go to English-speaking countries and learn English there to pick up vocabulary. Yes, it's a good idea. It can boost your learning process. Maybe. In most cases, yes. But nevertheless, it's also about that in any type of language, what's happening? They have these frames of other communication. They usually called bubble, yeah? Like bubble of your communication. What topics you enjoy to communicate about, what hobbies, what work you do, what people are around you, what they're talking about, what other people propose, what are the type of ideas, even what politicians are speaking to you about. It's all about that, what vocabulary you will be fed. And even what teachers to propose to you, it's about how they expose our students uh, to language, and also proposing them opportunities to pick up vocabulary. That's why one of the most basic approach to it, that a lot of different communicative situations, if you go on for reading or for writing comics, one of the go-to. They propose a lot of very quickly changeable stories, and you can just pick up vocabulary here and there, and just also give up some vocabulary here and there, but it done very quickly. It's not like you're reading just a book from one author. I tried reading the students Stephen King's stories. It takes time. It takes time, and it's only one person's writing style. That's why it's hard to pick up vocabulary beyond the style. So it's about that. Sometimes we put this frames around us, and it's hard to break them. Limited contexts. It's usually about that we learn vocabulary, like you need to learn a lot of vocabulary. We have this goal, like, okay, 1,000, a 5,000, a 7,000. Okay, maybe more. We are going more and more and more. That's why we try to pick up everything that we see around us. Like we build and we construct these mind maps. Not the worst approach, but nevertheless, when we draw this cycles and we just try to claim a lot of context in one lesson, it's too much. Recently, we had a webinar about phrasal verbs, and I explained that it's a problem. Then we tried to explain why students need to use, and right here, give up, give in, give out, yeah? And it's all in one lesson. It's hard to recall everything as a different communicative situations. The best approach is you take a situation and add something to it. Like one situation, you understand what's happening, and every word that you learn, it will be about that. So we're living in this, the example of real world in the situation, and we learn that. But if we bring different quotes to our lesson and we mix them and ask our students to remember all of them, it's very hard to do. And it's very easy to give up on something like, okay, seems I remember this. What is this given? I will be remembering only given. And oh, okay, I see a lot of give ups, so I will give up. Yeah. And they will forget some other constructions that you would like for them to remember. Especially if you prepare for exams, then we usually need to learn and use a lot of vocabulary. Yeah. Retention is a problem. Not every time we already have these skills with our students that they can pay attention for long periods of time, and they lose motivation and their attention very systematically and in balance, like, okay, both go down just very quickly. So it's hard to learn vocabulary. It's boring sometimes, and that's why not every time we enjoy doing it. That's why retention goes down, down, down. Okay, native language. Thank you. I've seen in the chat examples of things. Thank you for mentioning it. It's yes, it's happening. It's natural, especially if students learn two languages. Yes, and then it becomes a struggle, and it's hard to learn. And we try to pick up different. Yeah, it's also about different situation, communicative situations that we try to cram in our mind and try to put make connections there, but nevertheless, we lose some of context. Okay, lack of personalization. Yeah, it's not about me. It's just what I need to learn from the book to be B1, to be B2, to become C2. Yeah, so obviously it's about, it's not, this vocabulary is not about me. Yeah, like limited strategies. What's your favorite strategy to learn and managing vocabulary? Can you share? One or two. What do you enjoy to do? Do you enjoy written dictionaries for students? Like, okay, we take a notebook, we write down words, transcriptions. I did a lot of such approach and this strategy to write down every word I just met. Mind maps, world clouds, mind maps and clouds. Okay. Okay. Different context. Okay. Recently, I've seen a TikTok of the guy speaking that it's time to stop his English teacher career just because he figured out how he is what to doctor. Previously, he learned only a doctor. Yeah. Okay, word wrong. Flashcards. Okay, language games. Yeah, gamification becomes one of the trendy things. It's like students enjoy using Google Translate. A lot of teachers enjoy using games. Not every time they bring the best from our students, but nevertheless, it's really helpful to bring out the mood of your lessons and also help with motivation. Yeah, a bit. Okay, create crazy stories. Oh yes, crazy stories. And my favorite type of strategy, it's if I need to remember some words with my students, and in particular order, I enjoy this create a castle or create a room. Yeah, like you enter the room and then you see different objects or things making actions. Like, okay, you enter the room and the bureaucracy is playing piano. Okay, the first of all, word that I will be remembering, bureaucracy. Then I go in for next, and it's easier for me to remember. Something crazy, it's easier to remember. Okay. Quizlets. Yeah, Quizlet. We use it for notes. It's one of the good ideas. Usually, you need to combine with visual material and also with audio. I believe right now it's like the must for vocabularies to have some audio. One of my strategy is just using Google, as you can just type in what and you type in pronunciation, and then you can listen to the word. Yeah, like if you need to quickly recall something. Okay, crosswords, picture dictionaries. Okay, guess and get crocodile. Okay, I will show you what my student, an adult, recently asked me to enjoy, as I've seen her doing it, and I also tried to imitate it and like give it a try to see how it works. Uh, it's it's my notebook. I've chosen the pretty um, picturesque one. It's from Gryffindor notebook. So right now there are a lot of people who enjoy the different types of hobbies, and one of them is you put some picture stamps and different doodles to your notebooks. And if you take a look at what right now people enjoy, it's this moment of relaxation. So it can be like drawing a picture or creating some mosaics. The same can happen with vocabulary. You just draw. Here we do what? We write down any word that we would like to learn and remember, and we draw some doodle. And it's different approach to how we were taught at school, that you need to put word translation and also definition and also maybe example, and maybe you need to bring the all the stresses and also different parts of speech. But nevertheless, it's about how you enjoy your vocabulary, then it becomes yours. Yeah, contribution to it. Like one of my favorite recently, it's to clear arteries or something. And also, I learned how to write down the word necessity. It's hard for me to remember how many C and how many S they need to write in this word. So my principle is like that: one crab and two snakes. So it's a way how I try to manage a vocabulary from just one unit to see what's working. For my students to give it a hand and figure out how I can also help and support her in it. So I see you using different approaches. Most of you enjoy visual approach to vocabulary, so different word walls, some games, and also something that brings interactive element to dealing with it. Yeah, but can you tell me, then you give this word wall games, how many times your students return to these games? Do you see the leaderboard and you see your student doing it one more time or maybe even more? As in many cases with word wall, my problem is that they never return. Like they play during the lesson or as homework, but to recall something and to go there and to play one more time is not always happening for me with word wall. That's why I'm in 2 months about this to use it as the main approach to the vocabulary, but some additional elements, yes, great. Okay. Also, mistakes. It's a problem. We want to develop other style of communicating in English. Oh, good. And I don't want to be the hater, but Kahoot, yeah. Oh, Bamboozle, it's competitive one. It's interesting one. Thank you, Pani Vita, for sharing. So returning to mistakes. Yeah, we want to get better. We want to develop our vocabulary, but nonetheless, a lot of mistakes can happen. We need to help our students also to propose 1 or 2 strategies how to deal with these mistakes, with spelling. Tell me, put pluses or minuses. Do you teach your students spelling? As I know it's pretty standard practice for exams, yes, and especially if we're going for Cambridge exams, so we're speaking about doing IELTS, yes, it's like must. You need to learn how to listen and also to do spelling, and also learn patterns, yes, and learn how to write down the words. As mistakes, it's not only about speaking, yes, it's not only about pronunciation. Right now we have a lot of cool gadgets that can help us with speaking words. Yeah? They can even voice the big text for you. So it's obvious. But with writing down the words, oh, government, yeah? How many letters are there? Try to recall all these cool videos from American competitions called Spelling Bee, yeah? How young children compete in seeing a word letter by letter the words. And it's interesting they fear mistakes, but they overcome mistakes. So it's like a pretty interesting and engaging competition. So spelling, I believe it's a good practice for vocabulary, and it brings like new dimension to help students to figure out what they can enjoy about managing their vocabulary. And I told you, necessity, 1 crab, 2 snakes. It's how I manage my fear of mistakes, this type of words. Okay. Next one, it's motivation, obviously. We do some boring and daunting tasks, and we definitely feel like, okay, it's not the best that I can do, yes, and it's maybe for the next lesson, then we will be learning what I will try to make it quicker, skip it, like not try to recall everything. It's not enjoyable for me. And limited time, and I'm not only speaking about classroom time, it's about how we have this quick-paced life, and we have a lot of different information around us. And even when we try to invest ourselves in some context, usually some new information, news come to us and just show us into a different context. And it's always about different communicative situations that we derive between. And it's hard for us to stay at one place and to learn and to enjoy learning. Yeah. Oh, learning chocolate. Yes. And I also enjoy this constructions like "see you later, alligator." Yeah, it helps you to remember something easier. So playing with language is interesting. Okay. I will be bringing you to the outcomes. It's of the new title for adult. You see, it's the titles of the lessons. There, did you get it? We have some goals for lesson with you. I want to discuss with you what type of vocabulary will be here, and also how we can help students to remember it. Yes, like retention is important, so how we will be helping them to deal with it. So obviously, take a look. First goal, to have conversation about going shopping and what we buy. What we usually buy, what we bought, what we will be buying. So obviously this conversation happen a lot. Even after this webinar, we'll be buying something. So like everyday things, and probably you will be doing the similar. So obviously it's very useful and very common communicative situation for a lot of people. How do you think? What type of vocabulary we will be learning here? And how to help students to manage it? So it will be shopping topic, yes? Shopping topic, okay. Uh, one of the very like uh, the first idea that comes to mind that you create a shopping list, yes, like to buy, yeah, the list to buy, and you bring it as a communicative situation, but also you include the context to it, like it's something that we can make personalized more, yeah, as the different shopping lists will for different people will be including different things, yes. uh okay, compliments, clauses, okay, habits, yes. When we speak about consumerism, a lot of ideas come to mind, yes. Okay, different shops. Oh, name of the shops. Yes, it can be like a trip, and definitely we can learn and name different places. And even beyond the classroom, student can take a look around and name in their mind, like Shaba talks, or maybe just speak to their partner, or just say it quietly, the names of the shops that they enter, yeah? Oh, grammar is entering the chat. We have grammar and possessions, yes. So obviously it will be in combination, but if you're talking about only grammar, yeah, the purpose is that to learn more grammar, yeah, okay. So obviously we will be going for lists, we will be going for the different type of shops, we will be going for that. And it's a good idea to include idea to their own habits, and to see maybe they don't enjoy going around the city, to go downtown, and they live uptown and they just want to buy online, yeah. I myself do like that, a lot of online buying, but nevertheless there are different people who some of us like window shopping, and for them window shopping it's something that need to be included in their vocabulary, and it will be much more quicker to recall by them than by me, yeah. Like my window shopping is like 2 clicks, yeah, like, or several pages, so it's not always uh like easier for me to recall such constructions that are not connected to my everyday life. And the same it's for any type of person, yeah. I'm just using myself as reference, like I'm using myself as a model, yeah. And for exposure, and to show you that some problems can happen with real people, not just with some dolls or toys, yeah. Like, okay, directions of shops. I have another topic for you. Take a look. Are you okay? We are speaking about emotions. We are speaking about states. Yes, we're speaking about how they feel. What do you think? If previous it was like naming objects. Yes, here we're speaking about emotions and states. It's different level of vocabulary. Yeah, it's not something that you can touch, not something that you can explain easily. Yeah, like you can explain Apple very quickly, but try to explain what does it mean from frustration. Yeah, so obviously different approaches need to be taken. What to do with such vocabulary? How do you think? Family. Yes, usually we exposed to a lot of expressions of emotions from different people. So not only family, not only friends, other communicative circles, they can bring to us different emotions, and we usually very quickly relate to people through emotions, and we try to pick up their states to figure out, oh, seems you're feeling frustrated, oh, you're exhausted, yeah. They try to figure out it, and this is why it's helpful. We usually don't look for naming our own states. Not every person wants to name what's happening with us. I don't know. Right now, I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm tired. Yeah, it's hard to say. It can be like a mix. But then I'm looking around myself. Can quickly say what's happening with my family, what's happening with my colleagues. Yeah, even from the voice, not just looking at them, but just having a telephone communication, yeah, just calling them, I can already pick up some ideas. So it can be connected. We can speak about names and emotions, and we can speak about that. It's really helpful. Yes, and that it can be even like a project. We can draw a poster, or we can just take pictures. Yeah, and speak about like, okay, tell me about this person, but don't give me names. Just tell me about what emotions you usually exchange with this person. Yes. In what states you usually see this person. Yes. So it's can be interesting communication with your students. Okay. House. Also house. Yes. Good. Everyday activities and school communication. Yes. Yes. Otherness. Yeah. Okay, another one. I go like from easiest one to most complicated one. The state of nation. We're speaking about society. Okay, if we need to talk about very complex and sometimes ambiguous ideas, how to manage such recovery? What approach to take? About what we will be communicating? To help our students to remember what? To help them just broaden their vocabulary. Yeah, like I had a situation. I was teaching to elderly people. They just were trying to learn present simple, and it was so hard. We spent several days on it. But nevertheless, when we entered the topic about politics, it was one of the most enjoyable conversations that I had in English during lessons. They were very active and they really motivated to share their ideas and to help me understand what they're trying to speak about. So it was really interesting. Okay, diversity. We can speak about diversity. Yes, my motherland traveling state system. Okay, my motherland, good. I believe commerce should be included here. Yes, state systems, also different type of facilities. Yes. Also, we can talk about other symbols right now. I believe first language and also our own culture need to be included in the lessons of English. Obviously, cross communication. Yes. You see, economy. Yeah, it's hard to speak about economy. I had a conversations with a student about American China trade wars, and it was a pretty heavy topic. I had to spend several days to read about before we had that lesson. But nevertheless, it's something that interesting to pick up as vocabulary, and it's interesting how they can manage it. Such all over the world. Yes, different types of societies and find some common traits of it. Yeah. What does it mean society for us? So I'm speaking about it's harder to give definitions. It's very easy to give definitions and give translations and, to objects. It's a bit harder for emotions and states, but nevertheless, when we're speaking about complex ideas like economy, about society, it's even more complicated. That's why then we go fewer and fewer in learning. We need to change our approach. Not every time it will be working the same. So if we taught our students one approach, it's good to introduce several more, then they progress. As they can stuck to one that just explains objects, and they try to use this approach. I will be explaining the feelings of my loving partner, like I'm trying to explain what does it mean pen. Yeah, like I will be trying to describe economy as explaining how pen is working. Yeah, so it will be all about that. We need to help our students to progress in their communicative situations. Yeah. So vocabulary is not always, and management of it, always about just writing down the translations and definitions. It's about how they do. And also, I want to introduce to you another approach. For each of these lessons, I usually ask my students to add something, or I bring additional vocabulary that I would like for them to learn about. And I will be showing you that I want to include, oh, it's hard to see here, the constructions that called saving grace. Lexical Lab, it's Hugh Deller, and the author of one of our books. Recently, he had a very nice talk with Ukrainians about his new title. So he does such videos about some lexical chunks, and he just speaks about it and shows in different contexts how to use it. This is one saving grace, but I can't just bring it to my lesson and tell my students, okay, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, we will be watching some video. You need to remember this vocabulary. You will be using it in future. No, it's like I'm just bringing random ideas to my lesson, and I don't control what's happening in my classroom. I asked IE to help me with it. I will be showing you formulas that we tried to use. I already had this lesson. I will be giving you this video. If you enjoy this video, please just maybe play with my pattern. Maybe it will be useful for you. First of all, I asked Gemini, I was using Gemini, to suggest additional chunks, additional constructions, collocations that I can use with this 7th grade. As I need to build a system. I can't just introduce one phrase. I need a system. I need communicative situation that I will be using. He proposed me a list. Some of them useful, some of them I decided that it's not a good idea to use as they bring different communicative situation. But nevertheless, I told him what I want to include to the lesson, what I need to get rid of. So obviously we did that. Next one, I asked him to propose me speaking topics. Yeah, how it's easier to introduce, warm up people to doing vocabulary. It's about that. Yes. Yeah, previewing activities, but we will be talking about activities. First of all, I was just trying to figure out how I will be introducing vocabulary to my students. It's not always the book is the best what we can provide our students with. Ask them what they would like to learn. Maybe one more word, but I'm showing you how to introduce such constructions into your lessons. It's not always just like put it here and hope it will work. No, not always it's working like that. Sometimes we need to figure out how to surround this construction and how to support it for our students to connect easier to it. 7th grade, in this particular video, Hugh Deller was speaking about Boris Johnson and about Ukraine and about problems that Boris Johnson brought to Brits. So it's interesting topic. If you would like, let's watch. I will leave you with a link. But nevertheless, I want to have more. Yeah, like I want to create my communicative bubble for my students to enjoy these constructions and not just feeling like I'm just pushing them to learn only this phrase. No, I will propose them, but I will be highlighting saving grace more for them to pick up it differently. And then you see, picking topics. There you can go asking what questions to ask. Gemini proposed 2 topics for me that I thought about to use. First, it's description of a character, what Hudela did in the video, like describe a politician. And another, it's talking about your everyday activity. So I obviously decided to go for character. It was more interesting, and we had pretty heated discussion about our politicians too. And next one, I asked to create tasks for my lesson. I put a limit how long my lessons should be, and I figure out how I will be adding it. Yeah. Boris Johnson stands with Ukraine, but Brits also stands with Ukraine. And I need to say that Boris Johnson not always stood for Brits. That's why it's a bigger situation than it seems like they supporting him. But also we need to respect the right of the Brits to say that they don't want to have such politician. And we usually know that if politicians express bad behavior, we will be very vocal about it. So we need to respect the right of Brits to be vocal about Boris Johnson, I believe. But it's more about politics. Here we are going more for communicative situation. Yeah, and then between the task, I was chosen like, okay, it's good. This is we will take for warm up. For this, I will take for controlled practice, like playing with saving grace and all different constructions. But nevertheless, it's something that I will be eating. Like I'm looking at all the lesson, but picking up the details, like this activity and this activity, not taking everything that I proposing. I'm responsible for lesson, not Gemini. Yeah. But nevertheless, it's something I'm looking at entity as usually they need to see less as a system. Yeah. And then we try to put one element like a phrase that to learn or some strategy to use that it's not familiar to other students. How to help to adapt it to our teaching style, to our learning style. It's to look at what you include in as entity and just try to play with elements. Yes. Okay. I want to go to deeper into politics, especially about Polish politics, as I have a lot to say. Maybe we will be having additional conversation about it in different webinar. But yes, with most of your sayings, I would be agreeing, but not with all. I believe they need to be vocal about what we like our politicians doing for society, and also we need to be very vocal about what we dislike. Then the voice of Ukrainians will be heard and respected, I believe. But nevertheless, things happen. Okay, I will show you this picture. I will tell you one of my usually go-to approach for vocabulary that I feel lazy. I believe it's important to mention that vocabulary can exhaust not only students, but also teachers. I usually show them a picture. It's just people standing in the queue to bank. So nothing extraordinary happening. But while we're discussing some questions about this picture, I just put a note and write down what's that my students are saying. Or I just ask them to mention everything that they see, colors, people, some ideas that come to their mind, and write down 1 or 2 words. Yeah, like what's happening, and then we have this list. It's like what we brought to this conversation, and then we start to using this vocabulary to help my students to mingle, to change vocabulary, to share it, and also for us to use it more during the lesson. So it's very lazy approach to how to stimulate vocabulary, but pictures very helpful. Visual aids helping, and also I'm just taking like a screenshot of the task that they need to look at the sentences and combine with minutes. But I just wanted to mention to you that why some ideas with managing vocabulary is not working for students, because they don't see it during the lessons. Modeling is important. When your students see that you do activities that introduce such strategy, like you find a word or construction or collocation, and you find the explanation, yes, then match will happen and they will learn how to do it with you and beyond the classroom too. But if you just for homework, no. In most cases, they will bring you the simplistic explanations of everything that they learned. The worst cases will be they would just too lazy to do anything. But nevertheless, it's important to model, no matter what age you're working with. Primary learners, secondary, and adults. With adults especially, as in most cases, they have time limits. They have the let's say the high level of stress and low level of exhaustion. So energy usually, as Alona was seen not like не полей, хотя попалась, yeah, something like that. So they don't have a lot of energy as adults to learn. That's why it's usually important to model with students, with adults. Okay, I want to show you also just a reminder that word list is something that we use, and it's like everyday tasks that we do. But tell me, there during the lesson to put it, should be a word list a part of your lessons, or it's for homework? And who responsible to use them? Teachers or students? Let's go for the last question. Who's responsible to use it more? Teacher or student? Teachers, okay. Teachers. Boss. It's a compromise, yes? Boss. Yeah, boss. Boss, teachers. Okay, teachers, students. I hoped that I would be able to show you Spark platform, and now you would be able to see that word list is a part of responsibility of students. Yes, teachers also have access to it, but nevertheless, it's responsibility for students, and I agree, and I can even bet my career on it, as what I do with word list, I put it to the word books and ask my students to revise it. Then we start a unit to draw there, to put pictures, to doodle there, as it's their responsibility to manage their vocabulary. Even if they use it, I will show. Most of my students usually do this system. They take markers, sorry, like that, of different colors, and they just highlight what they know, and they quickly can understand the concept of this word. What is harder for them to use, but nevertheless in reading they will just get the approximate meaning. And this one is just for, sorry, this I need to learn. So some system need to be introduced by teachers, but nevertheless, the management of the system and everyday execution of it need to be done by students. They don't know the meaning of the word. The teacher should explain, yes. We need to be facilitators. We need to be instigators for using a word list, sorry. But nevertheless, it's for students. It's their area. It's for them to play there, to draw, to write, to find their own minutes. It's the moment of critical thinking also, and it's moment of relaxing. If you spoon feed in your students word lists, It's a problem. That's why I really wanted to mention it. It's one of the approaches that we often do. It's helpful. It's done for us as teachers, word list, for us to be able to help students with their vocabulary. But nevertheless, if you spoon feeding them, if you ask your students to read aloud these constructions, and if they forget what you punish them with the going forward list, it means that you taking away their chance to enjoy it, to their chance to think about it. And even if they feel like skipping it, this lesson, it's okay. But they need to introduce some methods of learning and explain how it worked for us. Then it's really would be easier for students to use something like that. I usually just mention what is my favorite part of looking at it. And I tell them that I try to simplify explanations in word list and ask them to share with me several explanations here and there if they can make it better. I'm making it like a competition. Make the better explanation than already printed for you. So it's also a way. Or I tell them, okay, for this unit, we will be doing explanations only using no more than 5 words, no more than 3 words. The game is like that. Try to put notes in particular where it's like a challenge, and people enjoy challenges in most cases. Okay, so I believe it's everything that I wanted to tell you, but it's not everything that I wanted to show you. Give me a second. I prepared a cool scene for you, and I don't know, maybe some of you already seen it, as we started doing it for several months already, but not every participant know about it. Okay, tell me, have you seen with your certificate that we put resources for you? Pluses or minuses? Okay, uh, okay, okay. No, it's too bad. We create cool resources, and I will be showing it to you. Yeah, every time because I want you to start using them. It's access to this book, so you can read about it more and even try it. So please use. Everything is clickable, and also take a look. It's videos about that I was talking. This is Hugh. Yeah. Hi, Hugh. And this is his video about 7th grade. And also, I want to share some cool things that we usually use. Some articles and also some programs that we use, and also some more articles, but very interesting ones. Oh, everything is clickable. Usually we connect it to the topic. It's like, I know, it's hard to include everything in 1 hour that we would like to share with you. That's why we decided to do like that. They also have podcasts, and my colleagues filmed it, as you can see. Victoria Kolesnik and Alona Dedevets were talking about influence of teacher student and how they communicate with each other. It's very important topics. I believe it's necessary. And also I included for you, especially for this unit, this how to call it, lesson plans, how to speak with your students about learning to learn things, like how to learn pronunciation, what strategies we usually use. It's there, and also it's this cool pictures. It's like ideas. If you are worried about something, you can do this, and this. One of the things that included there, it's vocabulary. So you will be able to go and get your certificates on the site on Linguistia, yeah, tomorrow. And also, please don't forget to take this PDF with you and just maybe enjoy it through the summer. Okay, I didn't ask you this time what topic we will be having next for July. I will quick give you let's call it a teaser. We will be speaking. I know the topic, and I hope you will enjoy it together with me. We will be speaking about how teachers train and learn, how they go to different webinars we will be speaking about this culture. Like it will be this meta conversation about webinars and different events and conferences that we usually go. And I will be introducing you to a National Geographic Learning summer training. It's for free. If you would like to take it during the summer, we are will be welcoming you, but nevertheless, I believe it's important topic to start talking also. And usually during the summer, we have this quiet moments that we can give this leisure to us to speak about teacher needs more than just speaking only about how to help the students. Oh, you can find everything that I'm showing you right now tomorrow together with your certificates. You just open the link that you will be able to find in your email or on the site Linguist.ua. I will show it one more time. There will be a questionnaire about this webinar and about your contacts. And then at the end of it, you will be have a list of participants and all the resources that we would like to include. So I believe it's high time to show you that we create them, and don't we stop being humble about it. So we are really showing, not just like putting it there and hoping that you will be able to find it. I thank you for being with me today. I thank you for the show protecting us today, and also I thank you to Ukrainians, everyone who helped me today have electricity, as it's a miracle, I believe, as I didn't know if I would be able to have this webinar with you. So I believe it's a good opportunity to meet, and everything happened as we did wanted. Yeah. So thank you. Stay safe, stay sane, and I hope this summer will treat you the best. Yeah. Bye bye.